Alright, let's see. Alright, here's my reaction video to the latest Pantera. Of course, may they rest in peace, Dimebag Darrell and his brother were two of the four founding members of Pantera. And of course, they're from Texas, where I'm from. They're from North Texas. I live in Austin. Originally, I am from the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. I've seen Pantera 3 times, twice in South Texas and once at Ozfest in Houston. Although I wasn't the biggest fan of Pantera because my friends listened to Pantera all the time when we were hanging out. I didn't bother buying their CDs or a T-shirt because I was always surrounded by friends that were big fans of Pantera. When I went to see Pantera for the first time, then I got it. I'm like, okay, they're cool live, but nonetheless, I still like their music. It's really good music. I'm more of a Ozzy Osbourne fan and Danzig fan and um, AC/DC music that I heard with my older cousins. So, but anyways, let's focus on Pantera. All right. So now they got Zach Wild and the drummer for Anthrax on drums. Um, so let's focus on Zach Wild because um, I used to be a guitarist, not the greatest, but you know, I am a big fan of Zach Wild's. Of Okay, so here it is. Zach Wild is not just filling in the shoes of Dimebag Darrell, but he's also filling in this band Pantera. But he also filled in when he was with Ozzy Osbourne. He had to fill in the shoes of Jackie E. Lee, which I'm a big fan of. Randy Rhoads, may he rest in peace, which I'm a big fan of, and Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath. He's still around. So who better to be the guitarist of this new lineup of Pantera? Zach Wild. To no one else but Zach Wild, I think. I think the band Pantera nowadays, I hope they continue. I hope they make more records with this new lineup. Let's see what else I could talk about before I forget. Give me a second. All right, so Zach Wild is filling in for Dimebag Darrell. So here it is. When he was with Ozzy Osbourne, he had to play music from The Ultimate Sin and Bark at the Moon, which was the guitarist in those albums was Jackie E. Lee. He's still around. He's not dead. He's a good musician. And he also had to learn to play the music of Randy Rhoads, Blizzard of Oz, and Diary of a Madman, those albums. And I've seen Ozzy a couple of times, and it doesn't matter what guitars Ozzy has in his band. They instead of they would play a bunch of Ozzy songs, but they will also throw in Black Sabbath songs. And every time I would go to see Ozzy Osbourne, Paranoid is a must. Everybody wants to hear Paranoid on an Ozzy Osbourne show, right? So when Ozzy went on his own and started playing with his own band, Blizzard of Oz, which then there became Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads, forgive me. Randy Rhoads had to play the music of Black Sabbath as well. And I have the double LP, the tribute double LP album of Randy Rhoads. And you could hear Randy Rhoads playing the music of Black Sabbath, Paranoid, for example, in his own way, in his own Randy Rhoads style. The essence of the song is there, but Randy Rhoads does his own thing in that song. And then after Randy Rhoads came Jackie Lee, and Jackie Lee also played, for example, Paranoid in his own style. And then after Jackie Lee, then came Zach Wiles. Then Zach Wiles played uh, Black Sabbath Paranoid with Ozzy in his own unique style. So here with Pantera, Zach Wiles is going to play Dimebag Darrell's guitar licks in his own style. I listened to the video. I watched the videos from Mexico, and you could tell that he's not playing note by note, and it's okay. Each guitarist has their own style of playing, and some people may not like that he's not playing note by note exactly like Dimebag Darrell, but you know, I'm sure Dimebag Darrell, when he played the music of Kiss, he probably played it in his own style. I'm sure he didn't play note by note like Ace Frehley or Paul Stanley, you know. So here's my point. The band has to go on after over 20 years. Shh, quiet. The band has to go on, and they came back again. 2 original members and 2 recruits, Zach Wiles and the drummer of Anthrax. And I wish them the best, and I hope they make new music with this Pantera. Pantera is an iconic band. It's got to go on. It's got to continue. It's a new chapter to the band. All right. I can't say what the Abbott brothers could think from heaven, saying, "Oh wow, oh great, cool," or "No, we don't know." But the thing is that let's just hope that they're happy with the name Pantera, the band Pantera, still going on. I'm pretty sure that they are looking down from Shemayim, from heaven, and seeing that, all right, Pantera is still continuing. Not with us, but at least Phil and Rex chose to recruit 2 good musicians to continue with the band. So let's watch this video. Oh, come on. So let's watch this. Right there, it sounds like look, this Rex right there, that. The riffs are still there. The spirit of the song is still there. The drummer too, he's playing like Denny. Really good. Sounds like he's really going note by note in the drum set. But here's Zach. He's doing his own thing. But at the same time, he's keeping the same notes like Dimebag Darrell did. Sounds good, man. Every time he comes to Austin, I try to go see him. Still, because every time he comes to Austin with his band, Super Joint, or the other band that he had, he would always throw in a Pantera song, and everybody went crazy, man. And the guitarist that would play with him in Super Joint, I remember hearing Pantera music when we come to Austin here at Come and Take It, and it you could tell that the guitarist in his other band does his own thing as well. And this is actually the same thing that Zach Wiles is doing. It's like you could play the E chord in so many different ways. You could play the C chord in so many different ways. You could play the D chord in so many different positions in the fretboard. So, and that's what he's doing. He's still playing almost note by note, but maybe different positions of the fretboard. Can you hear that? Sounds still a little different, but still the same. Quiet. What? Do you want to get stoned? Hold on. We'll smoke a doobie right now. Hold on. Alright. So yeah, man, it's like I hope they continue with these two new musicians who have many decades under their belt, experience musicians that know what they're doing, and I hope the band continues and they make more records. And I just hope that tickets are not too expensive. So, yeah, I'm stoked, man. It's cool. Can't wait to see them if they come to Texas. Of course, they gotta come to Texas because it's a Texas band. And yeah, that's my reaction. But let me continue a little more. I'm gonna give you an example. The band Kiss, four founding members. Two of them are still around: Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. And the other two musicians, Peter Criss and Ace Frehley, are still alive, but they're not in the band. All right. However, Kiss has two other musicians that took their place, but the band Kiss, the label Kiss, the brand Kiss still continues. It's still going on. All right. So too is Pantera. Another example, the Misfits. Back in the late 1990s, the band the Misfits came back, but without Glenn Danzig. They had a younger vocalist named Michael Graves and a different drummer. But throughout the years of the Misfits, Glenn had different drummers and guitarists. I think he only had one bass player before Jerry Only, this female. But the main bass player is Jerry Only. Everybody knows Jerry Only as being his main bass player. But the band came back, and but the band Misfits still continued without Glenn Danzig. And now the band Misfits has kind of reunited with Glenn Danzig, Jerry Only, and Doyle. All right. So Doyle being the last guitarist of the Misfits. So Doyle had to fill in the shoes of Peter Steele, and I think it was Frenchy Goma, another of Misfits guitarist. Peter Steele was my favorite guitarist of the Misfits. So his style when he was with the Misfits sounded kind of like the New York Dolls. Sounded more like rock and roll, you know. Doyle just played a bunch of power chords. I don't think he was at the same level as Peter Steele. Now Zach Wiles is in the same level as Dimebag Darrell. May he rest in peace. So yeah, man, that's my comparison. That's a little point I'm trying to make when it comes to music and bands. They gotta carry on. They gotta continue. So that's my reaction video. I think it's cool. I would love to see them with this new lineup. I want to wish them much success in their endeavors. Cheers from Austin, Texas. Ciao.